So over the weekend, Wanda Smith passed away at age 59. This happened a day after her birthday.
That's crazy.
So Wanda Smith, a lot of you guys will know her, especially anybody listening in Atlanta, because she's been dominating radio down there for a very long time. She was doing the Frank and Wanda in the Morning Show, and that started back in 98, I believe, 97, 98, on V103. V103 did post a tribute to her. One of the execs there spoke out and said, "Our hearts are weighing heavier today as we grieve the loss of our beloved Wanda Smith, someone who always made us smile and who was a big part of the V103 community for years." So they also did a segment for her over the weekend where they had people call in and share their stories, because people have met her in so many different facets of life. She was a writer for Def Comedy Jam, Comic View. She worked with Tyler Perry. She was in Madea Goes to Jail, Medea's Witness Protection, but also too, she did stand up all the time at a really popular comedy theater down in Atlanta, like weekly. So people were calling in, just sending their love and condolences to her husband and her 3 kids. So just wanted to, take a moment for her and send her some love.
Absolutely. Rest in peace to Wanda. Definitely sending healing energy to her whole family. That's
family and friends. Absolutely.
58 is very young. Very young.
Well, in other news, Bow Wow sat down with Roques Diaz, and Roques has this show called More to the Story. It's a podcast, and on there she brings different celebrity names, so we can kind of get to know them a little bit better than the stories we normally hear. Her and Bow Wow had one particular conversation just about the industry as a whole and all the takedowns that we're seeing right now, as she called it, particularly everything that's happening with Diddy right now. And let's take a listen to Bow Wow's conversation on that.
Just never thought I'd see it like this. He's like the gatekeeper to the game, to the point to where, like BT Award weekend, it's like the past 2, they just didn't feel right. Because there was no motion, there was no parties. Like the parties that we attend. Me, the Terrences,
I left before 1. I never stayed. I've only been to 2 parties and I've never seen a freak off.
Yeah, but it shows how monumental and how important he was to the culture, because I said, Jermaine, there's no parties. And you feel it, it's like a hole. It's like he was just such a gatekeeper from the liquor in the clubs, he was everything hip hop. You know what I mean? So for that to die out, it's like you just would have never thought. And especially when you look at somebody as like somebody you study, somebody you idolize.
Bow Wow, after this started to go viral, was getting dragged online.
Why?
Well, I'll read one user, a tweet that went really viral. This person said, "Women have come forward about this man," talking about Diddy. And this is all alleged stuff, alleging that he's a demon, alleging that he assaulted them, alleging that he pimped them out, abusing them, etc. The audacity of this man, she's speaking about Bow Wow now, to miss that man because he threw a good effing party. I hate this weird industry with a passion. So I think at his face, of course, people took this like, read the room, bro. Like, people are saying that they've been really hurt.
Sexually
we saw,
assaulted,
a video with Cassie being dragged up and down a hallway, and you upset because BET Hip Hop Awards just went down and there was no after party for you to go to.
I can understand that.
On the other side of it, though, when you watch the full interview and putting what he said into better context, what I believe he's speaking to is how a lot of us felt in the beginning of this, like, who would have ever thought that this is how Diddy's story, out of everything that he built, would end, because he's been the lifestyle in the kind of like the blueprint for a lot of people moving around the entertainment industry for a very long time.
Yeah, I guess because I watched, salute to Roxy. I guess because I watched a lot more of the context, a lot more of the interview. I understood the context, and I understood what Bow Wow was saying. And because I said something similar when it first happened. We didn't know what Diddy was doing behind the scenes. We just looking at him as a mogul.
Yeah.
And he was a hip hop lifestyle specialist. And like, if you were trying to create some type of business in this industry, he was one of those blueprints that you used to look at.
A lot of people wanted to be just like
perspective.
Diddy.
For sure.
Not just business.
And
people
Brandon,
wanted to be just like Diddy.
You wanted
The
to party
lifestyle,
like Diddy,
the personal. Not just business. People wanted to be Diddy. They wanted to be in that light.
You can't say you want to be him because you don't really truly know him.
But what they think they know of him.
What you saw. Then.
Yeah, right. like the idolizing of him.
Correct. The optics of it.
And it made me think, how, like, when you do, like, you have to give disclaimers about anything you attended with Diddy, anything you did with Diddy. When people do talk about this time in his life, like years from now, it's going to overshadow a lot of, like, like everything. It's a wrap.
Yeah, but I do understand where people can get upset, though, because it's like if you run all the charges and all the allegations down, and then somebody goes, but what about the parties, bro? There's not going to be no parties BET weekend. I can see where you get some backlash from that.
No couch to stand on is being a concern is crazy, but yeah, man.
And it is hilarious when everyone wants folks to know what Diddy parties they attended.
You got to say it.
Like there's tiers. There's
People
levels
looking
to
at you
Diddy
differently.
parties.
I left at 8 p.m. I don't know what happened after 8.
I went home this weekend after that Nick Cannon clip that we did in here. We talked about the party. My family was like, wait.
I mean, you've
on.
been to a couple of them.
I ain't never none of that other stuff.
Oh, you had to explain to your peoples what
Multiple
type
times.
of
My
Diddy
mom
party you was
called
at?
me. Yeah, she was like, what?
I understand the concern.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't even want to talk about Diddy parties.
All right, well, that was Jess With The Mess with Lauren LaRosa. Now, when we come back, we got front page news. Morgan will be joining us, so don't go anywhere. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up early in the morning. The Breakfast Club.